most important coaching crew.
It was just crazy. For a moment there, I was also scared.
They're absolutely wonderful from the get-go because I enjoyed it so much with all the different characters.
They're supportive of each other. Immediately I got a sense that they were looking out for each other.
Wow, what would it be like to teach that class?
I am all messed up.
Dove underneath the table and just started apologizing profusely, and it was very, very funny.
Well, I have almost sort of photographic moments of watching them pack off to 2 years of Week Without Walls or 1 year of Week Without Walls, and then what they did is they worked here at the school in their second year of the diploma studies. I've thought a lot about their time on the court and what I've seen of them as athletes, and I've thought a lot about them as a parent, seeing them interact with, first of all, my daughter, my son, lots of grades in the school, and how integral a part of the social fabric they were, and how inclusive they were, and how much I appreciated that. I think, in general, I think it's one of the beautiful things about a small school, but I think that they did it really well. They were a warm, friendly, inclusive group who I think mentored very naturally. There wasn't a lot of pretense about the way that they engaged with other kids. I really appreciated watching them interact with the DP1s as they rolled up to DP2 with the younger kids in the secondary school in particular early on in their time in DP. And for me, I guess as a parent, my children were the beneficiaries of that welcome sort of environment that they created. I think that's probably what I would remember this group for most.
I've been on 6 trips with these boys and girls overseas, right? So it's always loads of fun. Sadie and Ignacio were doing prank calls. Morris and Sam were running out of their rooms every time, and Mr. Doll and I just put a chair on their bed or removed the bed upside down, and they had no clue what was going on, and it lasted for 2 hours or something. By helping the younger kids with coaching, they became almost my most important coaching crew. Best story ever is when Ignacio had the day of his life. We had a pep rally for the basketball teams that were going to Beijing for Akinis. And Mr. Kim, the previous coach, he invited a Mongolian player to come to say some words, to do some dunks, to look cool. And then having a one-on-one against a student. And of course Ignacio was the one chosen from the whole school. So all the bleachers are packed, and the first one, and he scored a layup, and Ignacio got the second try. And he dribbles in, he does a setback, and he pops the ball over him. And the ball goes in, and everybody just crashed. Fell off the bleachers, laughing, and I thought Tidorch and Temuga just went nuts.
They basically walked in and I started talking to them about the course and what they should have done and what they haven't done and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, so, what did you think of our scores from last year? And I'm like, what do you mean? Well, what did you think? I'm like, well, you're doing well. Like, oh, we thought you were going to judge us. We thought we were doing really badly and you were going to come in and judge us. And I think it was more of they were very nervous of maths. So I hope I dragged that out of them. Temuge really, really impressed me this year. He really, really worked very, very hard for what he wanted. Even particularly during the online learning, he was always there, always asking for questions, always handing me in the work.
Well, I was sitting in my classroom, and in walks this cool dude, and he tells me he is my lab assistant. And the next time I meet him, he is a student in Mr. Panford's class, and he's sitting there. And I said, okay, the lab assistant is sitting there, and guess who he was? The Nacho. It was just too funny.
One of my favorites was walking into lunch, and a group of they were grade 10 at the time, end of year grade 10, were sitting at the cafeteria table, and I overheard Aldridge say something that probably wasn't appropriate. I just kind of heard it out of the side of my ear, and I just looked at him, and he was so embarrassed, and he dove underneath the table and just started apologizing profusely, and it was very, very funny. All of them just started dying because they were just like, oh my gosh, it's the new principal.
Being a brand new teacher in a new school, particularly new continent, on my first real experience of international teaching, it was so daunting. They were absolutely wonderful from the get-go, and I really, really mean that. I used to, and I said it to them, and I hope I said it to them enough, that I used to look forward to going into that class. Any time that Jonty would ask, like, could he fill up his water bottle, he'd say it so formally and so politely, "Sir, may I please fill up my water bottle?" And, you know, like, then, like, people would be coming into you, and then, like, people like Duke, you know, be, like, chatting with you, always shaking your hand, Nacho, you know, like, Hulan, people coming to me, like, asking me for help outside off their own bat. I really just thought that there was a collection of so many positive people in the room.
The business term that comes to mind for the class of 2020 is the marketing mix, because they are each their own unique product with their special price that they aren't afraid to self-promote in this place that we call ISU. I really remember the week before the mocks is where they stepped up and took charge of their learning. They said, this is what we need to learn, and this is how we're going to do it. And they really took charge.
I only have two in my class. They are Sadie and Lomax. And they seem a little bit hesitated to come in because they have a new teacher. It was fun. Yeah, it was fun and memorable, actually. I wish I could teach them longer time. Yeah, I really enjoy it. Every time when we learn a new word, they would like to use it immediately, even though sometimes they will ask me irrelevant and personal questions in class. So, yeah, thank you for being active all the time.
They try their best, and I think that the sense of humor that they show and their resilience was really outstanding. The best experience in class that we have that was really fun is that when we changed the role, they were the teacher and I was a student, and they did a video in the DP lounge to show me their role play, and it was really great fun. And I must admit, there was the creativity, originality, and engagement there.
They were very welcoming to me as a new teacher. I was working with Emma, and we were talking about the Pythagorean theorem, and we had a good laugh because I joked about my favorite Greek is Pythagoras, and so yeah, it's a pretty big joke. So that was nice.
From them just playing pranks on each other, on me sometimes, just them making videos for fun, telling me about the parties they were having, you know, on the weekends and things like that. We have oral presentations, and Angela was doing one on a text that is actually horror, and the lights were off, the curtains were down, and it was really, really black. They did put the USB cable on my laptop without me seeing, but the USB cable connects to his mouse, so he started moving the slides and moving the images without us knowing. So scary. And then people like Somia and Grace were saying, "Miss, it's not funny, stop that." And then Nacho was removing his cross from his chart, and it was just crazy. For a moment there, I was also scared.
It was like kind of chill. So like, it's the subject that I teach, I think. So they come with some music on, and Darian would just show some movements. And yeah, it was really fun. And then Aldrich will like show some movements and dance, and you know, it was chill and fun. Yeah, sometimes we had some jokes and laughed, and sometimes I would have my target. Somia was there, and she was my best student because she wasn't my student.
I would say my first experience teaching them was an atmosphere of friendliness. One of the major experiences I had with the students, the DP2 students that I didn't teach well, with people like Temuge, Ignacio, the student president. Nacho's ability to learn from his mistakes and try to rectify them was simply outstanding. He was able to steer the student council to organize a very successful MYP fun night, and also with the help of people like Temuge, who was handling the finances. It was simply amazing. And Sam is able and capable vice president.
They're supportive of each other. The first morning of TOK, and I'm trying to kind of both take a role and see if I can start putting some names and faces to each other, and they were really helpful in getting through some of the names, particularly Ishki's name. Immediately I got a sense that they were looking out for each other. Some of the most meaningful experiences have been those one-on-one conversations, whether it was working with Bobby on the TOK essay. Being patient paid off, and Bobby revealed tremendous insights. I enjoyed some conversations with Nazca. As a fellow historian or historian lover, Duke also comes to mind, working on the TOK essay, and there was some humility, and he wasn't sure if he wanted to go a particular direction. And he brought this idea to me, and there wasn't a lot of confidence behind it, but there had been thought behind it. And I was really pleased he was willing to share that idea, which I really liked.
This group of students, a unique group of students, some of them spent most of their life here at ISU, starting from pre-K. I saw one of them as a baby in his mom's arms, and then now he's an adult. When I see them growing taller and more mature, then I feel, okay, I must be getting older and older. And also it's always like a bit sad moment to see them graduating and leaving, because as I said, I know some of their families very well, because their brothers and sisters graduated ISU. And I always cried every year.
I've been at ISU for 17 years. Not only I've known some of the students since preschool and kindergarten, I've taught these students older siblings, like Angela's sister, Sadie's sisters, and Bobby's brother. They're my family. I remember Sadie, Timuge, Bobby, Hishke, Inchgiril. In Gundari, I remember Timuge coming up on the stage. I believe he was in grade 3 or 4, that he was in a wrestling costume, and he was a little chubby, and he did look like a real Mongolian wrestler. Beginning of this year, we had a week without wall. We had a really good time. They were asked to bring a very special item that they would take with them when they go to college. We sat around the table, and every single one of the students shared why this item is very special for them. And we all got very emotional, and it was a good sharing moment for the class, and it was a very special time, and I think we will all remember that night.
Oh, I am all messed up. Extremely excited for them as people, and heartbroken for me as a mother. Their resilience and their tenacity, I suppose, is to be admired. I think these were extraordinarily difficult times. Hopefully, you've left here prepared for what the next years are going to demand of you.
My first real engagement with them was in preparation for their grade 10 Week Without Walls trip to the Gobi Desert. They were quite challenged by organisational skills, executive function in those days, but I feel that having engaged with them for 2 years during their diploma program as a homeroom advisory teacher, as a TOK teacher, as a biology teacher, they have become much more organised and fit to be able to deal with the world of tertiary education or the world of work.
When I used to be the advisory teacher in grade 10, because they were a very interesting cohort, so they'll always have done something, and Ms. Bailey Summers will spend time having like a motherly conversation with them, whether it's natural being tased intentionally or it's more as jumping out of a window or something, Sadie breaking his jaw. There was always something that happened with the class that called for a motherly speech,
And the look on their faces during those speeches were priceless. I still remember those looks. It was great fun teaching the 5 physics boys because, it was an all-boys class, so we got time to, sometimes just talk about manly things, and it was a good experience. I'm sure the boys will miss it as much as I will miss it too.
I remember one of the questions they have asked me before is, will I miss them? So now I can tell them, yes, definitely, I will miss them. 加油，未来是你们的。谢谢。
They are smart kids, very smart kids. But also they usually have fun. They like to talk. They didn't finish the chess ranking. They wanted to every day they changed the chess ranking from the top to the lower ranks, but they never finished it. Maybe next time you finish that.
Very close-knit group, and they're always happy. 4 years ago, I remember Aldrich on the stage when he was doing the secondary production, and his lines were English with the French accent, and then he was making this French pronunciation perfectly, and then everybody was impressed, and then so was I, and then I thought there was a really a talented one among us, well, among the students. Yes, I still remember that. I really was glad and grateful to get to know you while we were doing CAS together, and then I think each and every one of you is a great person and student, and I wish you all the best in the world. Adios.
And even, especially with all of my terrible jokes, they were kind enough to even laugh at them, which was very, very impressive now, I have to say, given how bad they were. But really happy year. A really happy year. My first year in ISU, which we're coming to the end at now, was a truly happy year. And the DP2s, the class of 2020, were a large part of that. And no word of a lie there. You deserve only good things. So hopefully when you go out and you make your future a positive one, you'll get only what you deserve, which is the best of things. And thank you very, very much. Gurda mila mila mahagwith.
Class of 2020, it was a total pleasure working with you guys. Thank you guys.
Try hard, work hard, never give up, and you'll get what you want from life.
Have good looks, good heart, good health, good brain. So now you have a good diploma too. Congratulations.
You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter the defeats so you can know who you are, what you can rise from, how you can still come out of it. And that's my advice and the life lesson I would want them to remember. Always. I wish them all the best.
A body at rest or in constant motion will continue unless an external force is applied. It's not physics, it's just life. And so life does not hand you what you desire, what even you think you deserve. Life hands you what you fight for. And I hope you go through life fighting for what you think you deserve.
Yeah, I wish all the best for the future study. 1,000 miles journey starts with one single step. And it's your first step. There are 999 steps you have to go on. Good luck.
I wish you all the best for the future in your education after ISU. I hope you keep in touch with each other, and I hope you keep in touch with ISU.
I would love to congratulate all of you with the graduation and completion of your secondary school. Until now, your friends, family, and teachers were next to you, and when you needed, they helped you. However, you are about to start your adult life, and your big and small decisions, you have to make all those decisions by yourself. And all these decisions shape your future and make your goals achievable. So my wish to you is all your decisions were wise, and you became who you want to be.
I would like to say congratulations to all of you, the students in the class of 2020, the International School of Ulaanbaatar. I wish all the best for your future endeavors. this is my sincere wishes to all of you.
I hope that they recognize the support they have provided each other, the support that they have received, and that as alumni of ISU, they're in now a position really of some responsibility to continue supporting each other.
To always try to be the best in whatever they do.
Be creative and be a risk taker and in life, so we can make mistakes, but that's okay. So we always have creative solutions for any mistake we make.
When you think about being successful, measure your success by how often you laugh and smile.
Bon courage, bonne chance pour le futur. J'espère que vous allez continuer à apprendre le français. Merci beaucoup et au revoir.
They're heading out to a challenging world, and there are problems and issues out there that they need to face. They could focus on that, or they could focus on the good out there, the opportunities, the learning experiences. My recommendation to them is to focus on themselves and how they could be the best version of themselves.
This is a very tight group, and it's something that I really appreciate about the class of 2020. They are very close as a cohort, and that I think that the need for others and the need to be able to rely on each other, I think, is something that is an important piece to take away and to continue to grow those who are around you and surround yourself with people who lift you up and help you feel good. And I think that the class of 2020 does that for each other. And so I think that they can continue to use those personal skills and surround themselves with people that uplift them and help them through the difficult times.
Congratulations, class of 2020.
Congratulations to the class 2020.
Congratulations, ISU graduates of 2020.
Congratulations to the class of 2020.
Congratulations to the class of 2020.
Congratulations, class of 2020. Wish you all the best.
Congratulations to class of 2020.
Congratulations, class of 2020.
Merci beaucoup et au revoir.
Congratulations to the class of 2020.
Congratulations to all of you.
Congratulations to the class of 2020.
Congratulations, class of 2020.
One of our duties here is to make sure that they're not forgotten. They leave an indelible mark on the school. You have endured remarkable events, and I think you did so with aplomb because you're a remarkable group of students. I'm really proud of you, and I'm proud of what you accomplished. I wish you guys the very best, and I hope that you have a wonderful future ahead of each and every one of you.